Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Nancy Pelosi. Now, for those of you that are not aware who she is, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory like I do with all my psychic readings, just because I feel like the audience deserves to know in case some people don't follow politics, etc. But Nancy Pelosi is one of the Democratic speakers of the House of Representatives and the government. Okay, she is in a very powerful position, and so a lot of people want to know about her. I've had people request it, by emailing me, sending me DMs. I don't like to do readings on politics because I don't have a favorite. I don't pick and choose sides, but it's kind of like saying pick your poison. But when I get into Nancy, I'm going to tell you what I see right now and what I see going forward for her, okay? So all of this from this point forward in the reading are going to be things that I am picking up on, things that some people may say, oh, well, it doesn't take a psychic to see or to know that. And maybe you're intuitive yourself, and that's the reason that you can see those things. That's my answer to that. But when I get into her, I'm just going to say it, I see this woman being very obsessive. I see a lot of obsession, not only over President Trump, but over other people that she wants out. I see a lot of negativity at the soul level when she is, how she carries herself, how her soul is completely, even though she's a Democrat, and Trump is a Republican, I just get a very bad energy and vibe from her when I tune in. She does harbor a lot of hate, a lot of anger towards Trump, but not only to him, but to other people in the midst. Other people she wants to kind of eventually see phased out. And I see her kind of playing dirty in some kind of way. I keep hearing spirits say that she is kind of hobnobbing, and I don't know if that's the term I want to use, but kind of like creating some social circles, kind of infiltrating from the inside out, kind of like using her power to kind of do the same thing that she accuses Trump of doing. And this is where there's a lot of danger for her, because even though she sits in a position that is very much, a high position, it is a very important position, I do feel like ultimately she is going to be betrayed, and a lot of her own skeletons are going to be revealed over the next 2 years. We're going to start seeing that and start seeing that unravel. So, right now I feel like, she may come out of this whole impeachment thing with Trump kind of satisfied in some kind of way, even if he's not impeached. But, there is some kind of satisfaction that I feel like she has ruffled feathers, and it's like I said, you have to pick your poison. You have to pick and choose your battles wisely, because I feel like there's going to be some repercussions. People that know her, a person can only cover their tracks so much before those skeletons start popping out. And that's what I'm seeing. And I'm not defending President Trump. I'm not defending, the Republicans, or trying to, talk bad about the Democrats, etc. I'm neutral, but I have to say it like it is. I'm that one of those psychics that says it as it is, and people may hate me for that because I speak the truth. I'm like the Joan Rivers of psychic world when it comes to celebrities. I don't bash people, but I do keep it real, and sometimes people have a problem with that, but that's okay. This is my commentary, my opinion, my psychic insight. I do feel like there is a period, where she has two kinds of she has different personalities. Like, we see the outspoken, the very, raw, kind of like, very masculine energy on the exterior. And a lot of people have speculated that she will, she would win if she ran for president. I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a second. I don't see that happening. And the reason for that is because I feel like, one, her health is not the best. Two, I feel like she is not in it for presidency. It's more for clout and more to get satisfaction. I feel like she does have a personal vendetta against President Trump and the whole administration as a whole, the key people that he has elected or has in positions, there in Congress and the government in this administration. I see her kind of reaching a point like in February. I don't know what's going to go down in February, but there is something that is going to be centered around her. And I feel like she's going to have to decide. She's going to be like cornered into a wall, and so to speak. This could be like regarding some other new policy or something, government wise. I'm not into politics, so I'm not going to even try to guess what spirit or interpret what spirit is showing me. But there's two decisions or two paths that she's going to have to decide between and take one. I feel like there is going to be some type of legal scandals that she is involved into in 2020 going forward into 2021. I don't know to the point, but I see some male energy connected to this, and I see her entering some scandals herself. Like I said, when you start going up against a very powerful entity that like President Trump is, there's going to be some repercussions from this, and she doesn't see this coming. Like, I don't feel that Nancy is prepared for this. She does not see this coming. But again, I could always be wrong. I'm not always, I'm going to say it, no psychic's 100% correct or accurate, but I do see something of a scandal coming back to haunt her. It's like when you have a boomerang and you throw that boomerang at someone, it's going to come back to you. That's kind of like the effect on a spiritual level that I see this kind of all playing out. For her, she's not going to get the satisfaction that she is looking for, so it is kind of disappointing for her on a personal level, but she's never going to display that out to the public for them to see. She's not going to show them her weak side, but in her own privacy, in her own silence, I feel like there is a lot of, suffering that she would be going through on her own level of not really liking the way that the government is shaped, that the Republicans have more presence than the Democrats. And so something happens between now and 2 years or 3 years from now where I see her walking away from the position that she's in. Now, I don't know how long they have to serve, or if they are allowed to, as representatives of the House of Representatives, if they are allowed to even abandon their position. But I see something where she may have to abandon it or walk away from it. And I feel like in many ways, like, that is ultimately what she wants. Like, I don't feel like her heart and soul is invested, even though, yes, we see her on TV, we see her, on what the media shows, and people that know her in the government see her as being this very passionate politician, this person that is involved with the government and very dedicated to her job. And while that may be true in many ways, on the inner soul and what I see and what I'm allowed to see from spirit is that her heart and soul is really not in this. Like, she's doing it for kind of like the clout, as a lot of young people nowadays talk about clout for the popularity. She's doing it to stir feathers, to ruffle feathers, to create a narrative in some way that benefits her and a group of other people that are against President Trump. The bad part here for her is that I feel like she's going to have, a lot of before she has some happiness in her life, there's going to be a lot of other things that occur, and we're going to see kind of playing out in the media. I feel like something is going to be involved. One of these scandals is going to involve her husband. I keep seeing a male that would be her significant other, or someone that she is, loves dearly, but there is some skeletons and something else. And like, I feel like this is going to be an attack where she doesn't see it coming, he doesn't see it coming, but they kind of attack somebody that is close to her. So again, this is going to be and when I say attack, I want to be specific. I don't feel like this is like a violent attack. This is like a media scandal, like something that's very social, a social attack in many ways. I see her finding some happiness later on, but she's going to be like very dedicated. I feel she'll be happier when she abandons or she walks away from this position. This is causing her a lot of stress. Now, she is an older woman, but she's very strong on the outside. She does carry a lot of masculine energy, but she wears a mask. Okay, she wears a mask, and I feel like the negative energy that she's holding on to is affecting her health in many ways. Like, I feel like I don't know if her family had a history of cancer, etc. But for her, like this toxicity that she carries and this obsession to take down someone, and other people, other parties, like it doesn't just stop with Trump, it's other people as well. I feel like this toxicity is something that is going to just manifest and create illness or disease. And again, I'm not like wishing that on her, because I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I don't want to get anyone that's listening to this to get it twisted. I think she's a beautiful lady. I honestly feel like she's very good at what she does, but I feel like it has kind of like her intentions are not pure. And so it's kind of like a person that, went into a position or went into this, serving the government, and kind of it being kind of skewed, their viewpoints, and them shifting because of the people in control, and because it's the quote unquote the popular thing to do. But again, I feel like a lot of dissatisfaction after this. And when I tune into Trump, people may call him a bully and whatnot, but I don't feel like he hates her. I really don't. I feel like he does respect her, even though, and I'm not defending. I don't want people to come for me in the comments and saying that I'm defending President Trump, but I honestly don't feel like I think he finds it kind of comical that all of this is going on. I mean, even though, yes, I know that a lot of people hate her and a lot of people really just don't like her, period. But I don't feel like Trump hates her. And, I can't make this up. This is what I'm getting from Spirit. I just feel like he feels like, she kind of like is obsessed with him in some kind of way. And I think it's kind of like he likes that attention in some kind of way. I know that nobody would like to be impeached or would like to go through this, but I think he finds it kind of comical in some kind of way, how she is reacting to this. And like I said, if she's not careful and she continues to, obsess over this in some kind of way, or allow it to get the best of her, it could potentially cause health problems down the road. And this is not something that you would see developing like over, the next few weeks. It is a gradual process. I am a firm believer that we can sometimes create our own illness and we can sometimes heal ourselves, but it all depends on what kind of energy and vibration that we're carrying. And for Nancy Pelosi, she carries a very toxic energy. And I feel like at this point, yes, she may have people on her team that are supporting her and rooting for her, but it will be those same people that will abandon her and will turn on her the moment that there is some kind of scandal being released. I feel like she is being investigated as well. There's people that are, looking to take her down. This would be Republicans. So again, it's going to get ugly. And I feel like, whether or not she can handle the stress, we'll just have to see it. But like I said, I ultimately don't feel like she's happy. And I don't know why Spirit keeps, and I don't want to say this, I just don't want to say it, but they keep showing me a younger Mel that she would be interested in. And I don't know, I don't want to comment about her personal life, etc., but I just see that there is someone young that she kind of has a crush on. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. And this is a Caucasian male. He is very handsome. He does have dark hair and brown eyes, maybe blue eyes, but he has dark hair, clean shaven, a politician. And he's very young, but I feel like she does have some type of feelings towards this person. So anyways, that's just extra tea here, me being a little extra on this reading. But I wish her all the best. I hope that she can find some healing in her heart and kind of gravitate towards a greater way to shape America, to help the government, because I feel like, again, this is it's just not a good look for her. And I feel like there's a lot of toxicity that is going to ultimately cause her some discord, when this is all said and done. Because again, when you go against someone, there's always a possibility that the supporters of that person are going to come back and kind of, look for something, look into your skeletons and open that door, and then, find something and pulling it out. because I will say this, no one is perfect. None of us are perfect. We all have our own skeletons. All have our own inner demons. We all have those secrets that we don't want other people to know. And so for her, I feel like that is something that she needs to kind of like focus on and kind of purge herself from the emotions that she currently is harboring onto. There's been memes about her, her hand clap, her famous hand clap. And who she is as a person, and a lot of people love her. I think, like I said, she is a great lady, but I also am being very candid when I do this reading. Like I there's a lot of things that I cannot say, obviously, but I feel like, again, she can be kind of the B word or she can come across as that, as who she is. Like, you would think that because she is a Democrat, that she kind of supports the poor and stuff like that. And even though she may, I feel like on a certain level, there is a certain level of bouginess where, really and truly, like I said, there's two sides to her. So again, it's very complicated to kind of explain, but I hope that those of you that tuned in kind of understand it. And so this is a psychic reading on Nancy Pelosi, and I will be doing some other celebrity readings. If you all have any other suggestions, etc., just leave them in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed to my Patreon, I am teaching some psychic and mediumship classes, so it's only $1.99. Hopefully you can join it if you'd like, per month. And a lot of people are enjoying the content already. So wishing everyone a beautiful day or night wherever you are in the world. Bye.